Yo, this is Dremon Music, and you are rocking with the I Guess So podcast. Y'all check it out. Yeah, I run it, that's a fast break. Yeah, they hear that beat Fontaine. Tell him go and make that ass shake. Like the things in LA. That's a level 5 ass quake. Getting slow, motherfucker. Vominos, motherfucker. Liquor got him on the other side. Adios, motherfucker. Why do I feel like the villains and say they ain't down there and say they ain't feeling him?
Welcome to another episode of the I Guess So podcast. It's a very special episode for you guys. I got a great guest for you guys today. For those of you who've been asking for more local, or he's not even local, he's from New Mexico, but we'll get more into that. Artist Dremon. How do you want to be identified?
Legend, that's fine.
And Legend. And my co-host, I'll let you introduce yourself for this one.
Max Scully.
Max
How you guys
Scully.
doing?
Good, man. How y'all doing?
Not too bad. It's nice to meet you guys. Nice to meet you. Like I said, I've been bumping your music and stuff like that. I really fuck with it, for real.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Man,
How was the drive over?
Not bad.
How many hours is that? From Albuquerque to here?
What was that, 6?
It was 7 hours, 12 minutes.
Damn.
Not too bad.
I'm playing with it now.
That's a really exact guess.
You gotta stay exact, stay alert,
Okay.
stay alive.
So when I think New Mexico, I think desert, meth, and authentic green chili. That sound about right?
You know, we break bad out there.
That's,
My,
that's exactly what comes to mind.
my girlfriend's mom is from Roswell, but she's from New Mexico. She always
That's
tells
where
us.
the aliens are at.
Yeah, yeah.
Not the illegals, extraterrestrials.
No, yeah, she
Well, a little of both,
she never personally saw any aliens, but she's heard stories and stuff like that. But she tells me stuff. We want to go out there, honestly, sometime to check it out.
They have the best McDonald's out there. So
the
McDonald's have like
The UFO one, I've seen pictures of
That's
that.
about to say. I was like,
I
they got
saw
the UFO McDonald's. The
I saw pictures
UFO
of that, but I
museum.
didn't know if it was still around and up and stuff.
Yeah, so I was going to a funeral in Las Cruces, New Mexico, like right at the Mexican border, and I stopped over there in Roswell, and yeah, they still have like aliens and one of the nicest like play sets and shit like that. So, yeah, shout out Roswell.
Yeah, I want to go.
You can
I wanna
keep
go
that
check
one.
it out.
You can hold on to
Yeah,
that one.
check it out. It's good for the family, and like the management there is different than normal McDonald's. You know, it's like what you talking about, McDonald's management, but they try to entertain because what it brings with the UFOs and stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of tourists, so they'll be on point with that customer service.
I can imagine.
You guys believe in aliens?
Yeah, I do. There
I
has
do.
to be because like look at the pictures of Mars and stuff. Now that external non-government entities are going, they're showing the pictures of Mars and it's colored like it is here. But all the government fucking shit that they put out was all what was it? It was like just orange. So if you could Google it, any pictures of Mars, the government put it out orange, kind of like all the other planets type stuff, make it look like non-inhabitable. But the people who are going now are even, I think it was maybe it was Elon
Jack,
Musk or the dude from whatever that phone company is just like here.
Yeah.
It's just like here. There's the sun. There's all that shit. So it's like, for me, it's like there has to be.
I just don't believe out of they say space is endless and countless planets. Like there's no way we could be the only motherfuckers with life on them.
Well, that's the thing. If I told you, say like gorillas didn't exist and shit like that, right? I'm like, hey, there's an animal. It's big, like 6 foot plus. It could lift 6 times the amount of its body weight. You'll be like, nah, for real?
Yeah, if you had never seen it before.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Yeah,
because you haven't seen
it sounds fake when you describe it, right? You know what I mean? Like this big.
Maybe they want us to think it's
impact, the
fake.
damage it can do, what it's capable of. So.
But it's understandable on why they would want to think it's fake. Look what happened with Corona. You know, you don't have your mind. Look at video games. T for teen, E for everyone, M for mature. What happens when you're an adult? There's no 30 plus. There's no 40 plus. Your mind can't comprehend something. What does that cause? Hysteria. Oh no! Let's fucking buy all the toilet paper.
And then
Corona.
and then M for adult. Like you only really got to be like 17, I think, for that shit. And I think that's what it is. It's 17. Like.
So it's just I understand why the government's like that.
What I don't understand is how they like it. So now they are talking about it publicly.
So I was gonna say, why are they talking about it so
And they release
much?
pictures of these little miniature aliens from from Mexico.
Yeah.
But like,
them little
but
those
now
ain't
nobody
real.
fucking cares about it.
Because
Or,
everything's circumstantial. The system is dumbed down right now. Individuals are just how they are, even going into the military and stuff like
Just
that.
too focused on their own mind. They don't really give. That's what I was thinking. I was like, everyone's just too preoccupied to really give a fuck about aliens.
Look at TikTok. Here they want views. So over there, like in certain places, they do it for if you're an engineer, if you're creating stuff. That's how we're building our people monetization wise. Here in America, it's like who could do the cool? Who does the ice challenge? You know what I'm saying?
Can you do that dance?
Exactly. So over here, no disrespect, but they're dumbing it down.
No,
so they know that they could release this. They know that because you look at one of the last civil wars, over tea, right? So a single commodity tax at 3%, our forefathers are going to war over that shit. Over here, you're locked down in houses, this, that, the other, of Corona. And I haven't really ever talked about Corona like that, but just it's topic. So it's like, we're going to stay there. You can't even go to the zoo. Your kid can't go to school unless we're giving you this. And we're, all right, we're going to comply. Because they, for lack of better words, they made us pussies. You know what I'm saying? So it's just my 2 cents.
Did you guys get vaccinated?
Fuck no.
I didn't get vaccinated. No,
You did.
I did. I had to for the job I was at the time.
Yeah, some people had to save their
no
job.
Disrespect. Do your thing, even if you want and stuff, I understand it, but like they're saying there's a problem. Isn't there a suicide problem? Isn't there?
I've heard that it's been heart problems.
Not even that, because you see like young, athletic, in shape people 17 to 21.
I saw like some high school football player. He went into cardiac arrest.
There was a high school football player.
Yeah.
Underlying medical conditions.
LeBron James' son.
Yeah, LeBron James' son. Yeah.
So it's just kind of more of the thing, and I guess it's more the defects and
He's
stuff.
Probably overworked anyway. But like that's the thing is like, so you look at that like suicide, drugs, stuff that we're worried about everyone. Well, I just passed over here. I fucking saw a Walking Dead type mob of fucking individuals on drugs, right? Right? So I'm over there. I see tons of people commit suicide shit. Why ain't we fucking saying you have to go get mental health and you have to get on rehab?
They don't want
it. That's never an option. Like,
I want to go
for that whole situation. It should be more of like a mental awareness type of thing for them to go and do that. But
here's the thing: they're talking about life and death. Life and death. We worry about you.
A lot don't want to though. A lot are just fuck that. I'd rather stay because like there's a rule to stay indoors. You can't do drugs. Like, fuck that. I'm going to get high in the street.
I'm going to talk about one of the most things that went up. Alcohol consumption.
Oh, yeah. People die off of fucking alcohol consumption.
So you care about me, government? You care about me?
Oh, yeah.
You don't.
That's how I feel about the same way with the, like, just pharmaceuticals and big pharma. We were talking about just fentanyl and all this other shit. I mean, they don't ban this shit that's actually... killing motherfuckers and stuff like that.
But they approve stuff that does that though. Like, it's just like Peter Pan peanut butter. Like, oh, we need to recall that back. By the way, my bad.
Well, look,
he killed a couple motherfuckers.
I'm gonna say this. My bad. I don't know if you're gonna have to edit this out or not because they're probably gonna take it down after I say it. I don't know if I should say this, but here's the thing. I'm gonna say it anyway. Fuck it.
43 minutes. Remember that in case you cut it out.
No, for real. Because what I'm gonna talk about. This is why they don't like drug dealers. This is why they hit you. So, if I go to school for 9 months and get my technician certification to be a pharmacy tech, I could go ahead, grab the pills, say it to you if you come and have a prescription for, let's just say, an opiate, Oxycontin, Percocets, etc., right? Lean, all that shit. I'm prescribing it to you, right? Pharmaceutical money through the government. But my homie over here, he needs money and shit like that, so he's gonna sell some heroin. So he's gonna fucking get caught with the OZ, I think that is, because I don't deal with drugs. 28 fucking grams, right? So he's over here on 28 grams, and he gets caught up by a government entity, law enforcement. All right, bad. We're gonna kick it over to the feds, or the feds get you on undercover buy.
Oh yeah,
80% have time served. You don't do that state. You don't have to do 80% time. So you get hit with 10 years, you have to do 8. You're fucking with pharmaceutical money. That's why they get you for that shit.
Yeah, they're not getting their tax. They're going to arrest you.
That's the biggest moneymaker.
Shit, I'm not going to go into this.
And prison, but yeah.
Well, I've seen, like I said, I don't want to go too much into it either. I've, seen, certain videos of a lot of natural medicine doctors or other people that just get murdered overnight and shit, and everyone knows it's...
and shit like that.
Everyone, I mean, there's no other excuse than it being, these medical companies, because why the fuck else would anyone want to take people out that are, preaching about natural medicine and shit like that?
Because money? You don't think
no, definitely.
Motherfuckers can make it to Mars, but there's no...
That's what it is, and they chalk them all up to be accidents or suicides or this and that, and it's like...
You definitely want to cut this shit out what I'm about to say, so I'm going to say this shit. I can't say this one, but some of your popular artists who have died just by, too much noise. If you have a voice,
not even just too much noise, but like what you're about to say, like too much control or influence.
Too much
Power.
influence, yeah.
That's why the influence is like now digital now.
Yeah.
So they can swipe it at any time here. Like you see some people that they've canceled. They delete their Instagram, Twitter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Stuff that you don't really rarely see here. You know what I mean? So it's just kind of more for that here, and especially the ones because especially when it first started. You know what I mean? There was no control. It was from the people, it was from the streets. It was that whole type of thing. And as they expanded, and once, of course, they bought into it, contracts and other stuff, which that's kind of like the format of like the country. It was, you know what I mean? People getting pushed out of lands, taken for land, slave sold, everything else. It's all like pretty much the same thing. It's all about the business of it.
It's one big business.
It's like the same. But here's the thing though, like it's crazy. You talk about JFK, right? Because
Martin Luther King.
One of the things that he asked for, they're now having meetings and showing it all over the internet and TV. You know what I mean? Like the research on extraterrestrial life. You know what I mean? Like
Circumstances.
that was one of the things that was kind of for that. But that's on schedule with everything else. That's all. Like,
yeah, but you don't wonder why they're letting all that stuff out now?
Well, I
Because
mean,
I feel like because they're trying to distract from other things.
Yeah,
You
because-
think so, or you think there's just so much information nowadays that they can't hide?
Because here's the thing, though, like you got to look at everything that's kind of going on, and like me, I don't like to get too deep into it, but I'm just sitting back like there's a lot of shit going on.
Oh yeah,
like you know what I mean.
I mean, we
So-
just talked about it last time. Just the whole shit with Ukraine and China and Russia.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
shit's about to pop off.
You know the only time the Russians didn't take over a country within the last presidents?
Yeah.
Which one?
That was like World War II, right? No?
So they took over.
Or like the Cold War, right?
Nah, they've been taking over countries over there. They took over Crimea. They took over Georgia. They're trying for Ukraine right now, right?
I remember hearing about Georgia, but I was little when that
They
happened.
didn't take over any country while Trump was in office.
Yeah, Trump's a G,
Google
man.
it.
I don't know much about politics, but I remember, correct me if I'm wrong, but you might have the same perception. I remember when he was president, business was booming in all aspects. Here and
SBLs.
people I knew, everybody was doing good.
Lighter, bro.
Healthcare was cheap, and everything just seemed to be going good. But then it seemed like they were painting him to be this enemy on
Well,
the
he's on
news.
fucking trial right now, right?
They don't want him to be president for some
indictment or
damn
some other
reason.
shit.
Man, what's an indictment?
I mean, like it's just not even to get into that Democrat Republic type thing or whatever it is here, but it's about the money.
Yeah.
It's about who's about the business and about the money. You know what I mean? Whether you're making deals with other countries, whether it be for trade or goods or the value of the currency,
It's all money.
everything else that comes down to that all the way down.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. He's a gangster. Let me tell you how. So all these other people, Obama, everyone else, they come up for a financial sustainment and shit like that, right? This motherfucker already had money. So the people who tell you what to do, you're gonna do this, you're gonna do that, you're gonna do that. Fuck out of here. I have money.
See,
That's true.
no,
He
because
didn't
like
take
well,
any
well, 'cause the
campaign
stocks-
money
the
or shit
stocks
like
and
that.
and not even that here, because you see certain stuff here, or that people say here. I'm not gonna put my voice on it, but they talk about people who are running. You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden it's like, they bought him out.
Yeah, they just forget
You know,
about it.
and it's usually I'm gonna raise the money. I'm a campaign. You know what I mean? I'm gonna promote. I'm gonna do this here. Problem is when you come to somebody like that, just like you say, and it's like I got my own money.
Yeah, it's over.
I got my own. I got my own followers.
They
and
can't be bought, basically.
like
So why did Biden not campaign? He didn't really campaign like that, huh?
Biden?
Yeah.
He's too fucking old.
Well, yeah. How do you win that?
He's had money too, right?
Well,
He was
Somehow. He's had money for
around.
years.
He's been around the office
Yeah.
pretty much the whole time.
Money in stocks. So if I pull my
even
money out of
before
stocks,
Obama.
your company, and I have vast majority of stocks in your company, were you gonna talk shit about me?
Well, no. If
So
51%
I'm not gonna say
owner.
the other female who he ran against. I ain't say no names for record. I ain't trying to get hit. But look at the stocks she held in. See, all these different. I ain't gonna say no names. All these different media companies. Look at it, and then tell me why she ain't talking. Why they ain't talking shit? They ain't talking shit because anyone with knowledge. He's Walmart. I have such an amount invested in him as a stakeholder. He knows if he talks shit, I'm gonna pull that. You're gonna fail. So why are they gonna talk shit on whoever he ran against who's a female?
Yeah.
Looking into that, the last name.
Yeah, no, you don't want to fuck with the 51% owner.
You don't anything less than 51, it don't matter.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because I was in the United States Army. If I send a classified email via email, I would get sent to Leavenworth. I would get hit under the Uniform Code of Military Justice. With that, I would be done. How does somebody send that much. And that's, like JFK talked about it. I don't care who you are, a government entity, who you work for, you're going to be held accountable.
Yeah.
I did that, I'd be done.
Oh yeah.
She did that. Where's she at? She's still walking,
there were
right?
no repercussions really that anyone fucking could really point out.
I mean, you get the media rally, and that's just. I don't want to say that's it, but that's it. They're still campaigning, because it's all in the same thing. All of them have that same mind state, like all publicity is good publicity, and especially like when they know they can't do nothing about it. You know what I mean? So just like when they're talking about UFOs, when they're talking about other things here, stuff like that, when they're going through it, it's all, to me, I don't know, it's all like scheduled entertainment.
Yeah, it is.
That's exactly how I feel.
There's nothing that's happened to where they don't already know.
They definitely know shit that we don't know.
Just like products and stuff here. Like I was talking with somebody and they were talking about phones and certain systems and certain games or anything like that. They're like, yo, you don't realize this? If we're getting it from somebody else here, different world, different country, they're not giving us the current stuff.
Yeah, they got better stuff.
You know what I mean? Like, so if you're on something that's level 5 or level 6 here, they're already towards 10, 11 stuff. And of course, because of the media and everything else that we have, that's for us as a demographic, you're not going to see that. You're not going to see it until it's already happened and it's been in the works.
Yeah. Well, fucking conspiracies are never ending, man. I want to talk to you a little bit about your music, a little bit about you. The reason why you're here, man. We're gonna get to know you a little bit. When did you start? I guess even making music or having the idea of making music.
Oh man, that was I don't want to say like a family trait type thing, but just. I have different family members and stuff who just were musically gifted, whether it be dancing, singing, producing, writing, rapping, poetry, you name it.
Yeah.
And actually, I'm kind of discovering some of that too, as far as like family history and music. Like I don't have the full details yet, so I won't get into it too much here. But like I was learning about my grandpa, right? And he got to a point to where he got to meet Berry Gordy from Motown. He got to meet Bo Diddley. I don't know too much about his catalog of music. But you just know the name of it.
Yeah, I've heard the name.
And he's low key, he's actually from New Mexico.
Oh shit!
Oh, that's cool.
So
it's like ties to your family and roots and shit.
And it's just something you're going around here. I got like my biggest influence from my uncle when he was doing it.
That's what I was gonna ask. Well, artist wise, or what have been some of your influences to start making music and stuff.
Well, him as an artist, he went by Revelation. Him as an artist and just watching him with a camera. And just watching and everything that they do, it was just like, and at the same time, it wasn't just that. It was like that era of music.
Yeah.
Especially if you're talking like the late 90s,
early
2000s, especially for hip hop or urban music, because it stayed on the rise and it's fresh.
Yeah.
That was it. But like the artists who like I really rock with, who inspired me, like 50 Cent's one of my all time, like to me is the best. I'm not saying like lyrically and other stuff. I don't want to like get into that, but that was my favorite artist for me personally, who I was a huge fan of.
I think he's really underrated.
Yeah, he is. Like he had the low key. Besides like Beyonce, he had the biggest hip hop tour of the year.
Yeah.
I was just gonna bring that up. I knew a couple people that went to a show here in Denver. They said it was the fucking best show they've seen all year. He put on a performance. He had so many fucking guests out.
He did, and it depends on where you at. When they in New York and LA and places like that, they're gonna show out.
Yeah,
but, because I saw him back home in Albuquerque, because that was only his second time there. First time he was there was like Rock the Mic tour. I think with Jay-Z and Busta Rhymes, and he had June and stuff. So for me, I was like, yeah, I can't miss this one. And it was a dope show. And then you got Busta Rhymes and Jeremiah. Like his coordination he did with him, even when he brought him out later, it was just like a super solid show.
Oh yeah,
it's one that you want to. It's like nothing but hits.
Yeah,
it's nothing but hits and vibes, and it was super dope. So he's one of my favorites.
So is music something that, like, since you were young, it just, like, it was a motivator? It was, like, something that got, like, something you did for fun?
I knew it would be this, I'm not going to say I knew the path.
This is what you wanted, so it was, like,
I wanted it, and I loved it. I'd be in school getting in trouble because I'm not doing my work necessarily here. I'm writing songs or I'm writing music. They called it La La Land and shit like that, right? But it's just like, nah, I'm just super determined, and I know what I want to do.
No, to have something like that, a lot of people don't have that, bro, and they live a shitty life because of it.
Yeah.
Even if you never reach your quote-unquote goal, as long as you chase it the whole time.
If you gave it your all.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's what it's about. I was talking with somebody about that, music or your passion of competing, right? It comes down to two things. It comes down to whether not even two things. It's really one or the other. It's more like, did you give your all or did you not?
Yeah.
Because me personally, I'm not going to be older with children and all this other stuff, talking about what if.
Yeah.
I can't live with the what if and other questions of possibility. So I'm gonna give it 1,000. I'm gonna give it all that here, and I'm gonna leave it all there.
That's really dope, man. It looks like I mean, I don't know much about what the levels of like, quote unquote, making it are like in the music, but it looks like you're really taking off, man. And it's motivating to see someone. I like looked a little bit, did a little bit of research, and like,
Of course.
to see someone on that stage, you're going, because you're moving up, you know. Like I don't consider you just like a local performer anymore. You're making moves, man. Like it's pretty dope.
Thank you.
He's gonna be up for Polo G.
Yeah, you know, actually. So October 14th in New Mexico, I'll be opening up for Polo G. Polo G, Dej Loaf, Sada Baby, Money Man. There's a few other artists on there. I can't think of all of them, but y'all be there rocking. I can't wait to perform Shifin. But for one, you got to give it up to the team, man. Like, it's whether you're independent, whether you're major on label, it's a staff and it's a team full of people who, for whatever reason, they believe in, you know, your talent, your potential, or your product. So it doesn't happen without a team unless you know, or family, or you got that type of bread and stuff like that to do that here, man. So, you know, definitely for that.
How did that happen for you? Did you just like throughout your, you know, your life associate yourself with people that ended up helping you and believing in you, or did you start like doing research on the business side of music?
Yeah, man, I got to give the blessings to the Most High on that, because it just, I don't want to say it just comes to make it sound that easy, but
kind of fell into place.
It fell in, like, you know, they say the stars is align, or what's meant to be is meant to be. And just having people who see that opportunity and take and do the opportunity with you, that's like the most important thing here. Because every we're talking about 50, we're talking about other people here. There were certain people in those stepping stones for each of these great artists, to where somebody believed in them, helped them, stepped in, did something here, whatever, and that changes your life forever. Yeah, you know, and once you get the ball rolling. So yeah, we're making the moves here, but I'm just really about it, just feeding the team, giving to the team. Everybody's getting something off of it because it's for us.
Yeah, and you're a lot more powerful in numbers than just one person.
Powerful in numbers there, and I think that's a lot of people's problem. They get greedy, or they think there's not enough for everybody.
I feel like that's honestly from what I've heard and stuff, that's how the music scene here in Denver seems like. Everybody just kind of fucking is looking out for themselves. Yeah, nobody wants to fucking collaborate, and everyone's worried about other people blocking their shine and stuff like that. And I've heard that from like about 80% of the people out here.
See, and that's the thing though, because not even to do like that here, because I'm not from Colorado, I'm not from Utah, I'm not from Arizona, but I feel like that's the problem with the Southwest. Every other region at some point, the West Coast, Midwest, you know what I mean, East Coast, or you know what I mean, Northeast, down south, and not just by region, but by city, by state here, and that's why they're kind of here. Texas, you know, Texas is its own thing. Everything's bigger in Texas, right? So they have the same type of fortitude for it. But you never really got that from the Southwest. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But also we have a lack of numbers of people actually like breaking through and doing that here. Because when the East Coast is doing it, it was a gateway of people. Yeah. Even if they had personal problems, they oh yeah. You see some of them clips here with DMX and cannabis or whatever.
Even just like Jay-Z and Nas, but then later on, you know, getting on collabs and squashing that beef.
I would say there's no structure.
Yeah,
you don't have you look at Texas. I ain't gonna name no names for California, for New York, for the South, even the Midwest. I think we're the only region. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm new to the music stuff. But I don't see no structure as far as like here, you do this, you do that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you don't think that might come from the money? You don't think that might come from a lack of knowledge? That's why people have this like greed or
that's definitely part. I feel like that's definitely part of it, but if a lot of it is just people's egos and shit.
You hit it right on the money. I wouldn't say it's necessarily a lack of knowledge.
Yeah, some people know that shit.
It's a lack of listening. Yeah, kind of, because like, for example, you see it with all the time here, to where you've seen two entities that might not necessarily like or want, you know, do what the other entity does, but they have the common sense of what we're talking about here. You know what I mean? Power and numbers. Yeah. You know, so like we're talking about the East Coast artists. You know what I mean? Like when you talk about the South and the representation for it, like it's almost like a family type thing, right? To where it's you know, we got problems. It's behind closed doors.
Well, is capitalizing on what he said. I think there are people to run that in the South or in the Southwest, but there's no one in it that field, music, who's like, I'm gonna run that shit. You know, who has the capability? Like for me and stuff, I come from a lot of different backgrounds and whatnot, but I'm the one, you know, usually, I guess you say like a manager or leader in that specific field. Every field has excelled. I'm new to this music. This is not, you know, I used to do club promotions like for, I'm gonna say just leave them at I ain't gonna say no names, but I capitalized and I made sure everything was on top with everything that I did. I'm new to this music stuff, right? So if you take the right individual and you put them in that specific entity, like maybe barbershop or wherever it may be, they're gonna excel and take it there. But there's no one who had the power to take it there. So it's like, oh, now they're beefing with them. They're beefing with them. You play daddy with that shit, boom, you're gonna play
it's
with
kind
them.
of like just what we were saying, strength in numbers and having the right team around you and support group and shit.
That's just, and the ego is, I feel like that's kind of more the biggest thing here, because like people got to keep in mind, especially for the Southwest, because everybody has it figured out here. When you come from a certain place or a certain way of living from the bottom, how they say, it's a representation of everybody, even if you don't like each other. Like, oh, he came from there. He came from, you know, like Freddie Gibbs was talking about Michael Jackson, you know, because he's from the same state, same place here.
Yeah.
Like, I did a tour, actually. It was like Vegas, Atlanta, a few other places here. It was a Forget You Heard. This lady Goldie, I met them through Juan. Shout out Juan. Most of them were from Gary, Indiana. Like some of the most hardcore dudes there, with tatted up with fucking Michael Jackson.
Oh, shit.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
To them,
Because that's a hometown legend.
Because if to them, if this is like basketball, that's their fucking Michael Jordan, bro. They're like, Psh, that's Smooth Criminal. I got him right here. That's Gary, Indiana. Like it hit. My brother sent me a picture because he went over there. And the house where him and the Jacksons and all of them, they grew up in or whatever it is there, they have that shit gated. That's like a monumental house. It's gated off like Martin Luther King's neighborhood in Atlanta. Just that one house. And
It's gated off also.
don't be don't be messing around over there.
The only thing I can talk about that I experienced similar is like I said, I'm from LA. In Hawthorne, like California, they had the fucking like Beach Boys' house, kind of like that, like a little monument.
Yeah.
Because that's where they recorded and lived at.
Because they put, it's the respect of somebody putting on.
Yeah.
Like your favorite sports team, right? Your favorite, like some rappers, some places. And I learned that, especially as I started traveling more. You see, when I was in Florida, each time I'm in Florida, they play the top new hits, new artists, and new stuff like that. But at some point in time, I was at an event. The DJ said, "Fuck this, I'm gonna do what I want." So what he did was he played, you know, he's in Florida. He played Trick Daddy, and then he played Kodak Black, and then he played Triple X. Then he played Trina, Rick Ross. It's like, yo, fuck it. This Florida. If y'all ain't from here, welcome to fucking Florida. Like when you know, and you know, LA representative here, that when I'm out there here, you would think that Dr. Dre just came out with how much he still is played, or Snoop, or Kendrick and other people. You know what I mean? And you hear more than usual for other stuff, and that's the representation that the Southwest kind of needs for themselves and their artists.
I feel also specifically that kind of music though is kind of like it has no expiration date. That's a really unique kind of music. Yeah,
and that's their sound too.
That's what you were talking about earlier of just 90s and early 2000s. In my opinion, that's like, I mean, I like music from all kinds from the 60s to now.
Yep.
But yeah, like definitely 90s era hip hop and stuff like that. Like I just don't think shit compares to that.
That was the you know, from the golden era.
Yeah, definitely.
That was the super elevation of hip hop itself, and you got to give it to the founding fathers and everybody else here. Even though things have changed, the internet, the sound, the system, the source of the music, which, you know, that's a different discussion. But it comes at
rock, pop, jazz. That's a rap.
Yeah.
You know
Oh yeah.
You know, it comes to that though. That's what it comes down to. Like really, like thinking about a foundation and history for it. You know what I mean? Like. And seeing people who kind of pave the way for it. Because as far as for the Southwest, not just New Mexico, but for the Southwest, there's like really no artist that sits on that, in that world.
Yeah.
That list. We can mention mad people from New York. You go over there, you see the murals of Big L and Biggie and whatever else it is. You know what I mean? Like, and if we're talking about respect and paying homage here, how Philly treats Kobe Bryant, even though he played for LA his whole life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
They're like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and yeah, with Meek Mill, like when Dreams and Nightmares come on in the club here,
That's why I
it's
think
like it's like church for them.
with him and stuff, I don't think like speaking on the Southwest, like going into like Double XL Hip Hop Magazine. Everyone knows, right? He was on page 7, right?
Yeah,
I'm trying to remember this.
Page
He's
7.
on page 7. He was on BET. He was on tons of stuff. And it's like no one's so supportive. It's like whether you're real or you're fake, no one shows love. They don't care.
Yeah,
So it's like one of those things. Until I come in now, I've been with him a month. Stuff's going, like what stuff he got going on, he'll mention. But like I don't think they pay like homage and shit like that to what he has done for the state of New Mexico and whatnot, because his family, he's from there for a reason, and where he took it with everything hip hop wise, to like his music videos, to every little thing that he's been on, especially coming from New Mexico. And I'm half Mexican, being primarily Mexican, him being him, it's hard. It's hard.
You're at a huge disadvantage for it. But here's the funny thing though here, because a lot of people, and I talk about this in a stretch of no disrespect to it, and it's a representation of the history of New Mexico, but they talk about Exhibit.
Oh, yeah,
I'm not sure if you
mainstream one that I could think of.
I just found out he was from New Mexico.
Yeah, because here's the thing. It's one thing to hear people talk about it, but like because I went to
he's
I went
viewed as a West Coast rapper.
Yeah,
but
he
was with Dre.
See, but
that.
that's the part they don't bring up here, because as I progressed throughout the city and my name got bigger, I started working with certain producers, right? Because they've been there for a minute. Certain producers, certain people, and people who actually know. Like I had some teachers who were his teacher. So when they're like asking, it was BSU, it was a Black Student Union, especially in a school to where there's not that much blacks at all here. So they're trying to focus in and make sure that we graduate as well, and not in a whole other type of things of being in that demographic. So they asked, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? What do you want to do? As you know, I'm always working on music and doing stuff here. So they're like, oh, so you okay? So you like Calvin. And at first you're like, who the fuck is Calvin? And then she's like, Exhibit. And it's like, oh yeah. They're like, yeah, he was like teaching me, done that here. So I meet these producers, and when he comes through there, you see pictures with him and all of that stuff. But at the same time, I get it, because some people are like, oh, he left, he didn't rep. He says LA, he says Detroit, and he does. He did a whole thing on DX talking about, I'm not from New Mexico and other stuff, and the things I talk about, because at West Coast, do you remember that West Coast conference or meeting? This is like in the early 2000s, maybe 2008, 2009, something like that. It was with Snoop.
I was gonna say that's around the time they did like Up in Smoke and all that shit, right?
So right after that.
Yeah, exactly.
So and it's a two sides to this here. So for one, they were talking about, they had him speaking or doing something, and I guess somebody yelled out like, "Blah, shut up, man! You from Albuquerque?" And then the conversation came up. I guess it was Game and his other one here, because he was just laughing about it. They brought up Corrupt being from Philly, you know what I mean? But he gets the same treatment here. Anybody from Philly shows love to him, but he's what
the most famous example I could think of that when I think of that is Tupac. He's born in Brooklyn, New York, but he repped West Side till he died.
Well, I'm gonna ask you this. As far as like retail, as far as some of the richest people in the world, let's talk Amazon. Where's Jeff Bezos from?
No idea.
Albuquerque.
Shit,
Where's
really?
the best female boxer in the world? Where's she from?
Wait, who's
Albuquerque, Holly Holmes. Where's John Jones living? Originally from New York.
Yeah, he's
UFC fighter. He's
Rashad Evans. Was you know what I mean?
Where's he from? Albuquerque. What about Bill Gates? Let's talk Bill Gates. When he tried to open up Microsoft,
Yeah,
where he tried to do it? He got DUI in Albuquerque.
I did not know.
Technically, if they would have, with this type of mentality, if they would have did that, Silicon Valley would have been in New Mexico.
Oh yeah.
Especially because here's the thing now, they're building the Facebook Center. Netflix came and bought the studio out there for film. Film is huge out there.
Stranger Things.
You know what I mean? Like that's just kind of like the thing for it. And I was able to like use that for other stuff, but it comes to that mentality. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna say who's the best rapper from Albuquerque?
Dremon.
I'm gonna tell you this is my opinion.
But what we're saying here is like about giving props, because people, when they ask me about it, Up in Smoke tour was fucking huge.
Oh yeah.
I
still have the VHS, but I remember I was fucking.
No, he was like, so here's my thing. It's like you open as you open, no matter what the position is here. Not you have an album produced and you're on tour with Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre. So for him, even if that was the biggest tour he's ever did, it's like, who you opening up for? West Side Connection.
Yeah.
Eminem. Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg. Snoop first and then Dre, and they come do the thing, like.
Yeah.
He's on that and he's there. So for me, it's like, whether he reps it or doesn't rep it, whatever it is here, that's still something that we should kind of like.
Oh yeah.
Why do
Back
you
to the
think?
mentality of it.
Why do you think people start to do that? Though you think it's a business move, like someone wants them to rep that whether it be a side, a city.
You gotta leave
I feel like
Albuquerque
I feel like
to-
definitely. Well, just in that example, for instance, Exhibit being with Dr. Dre and Stoop, I feel like definitely they had an influence on it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, but he went out there with from what they say from King T.
Yeah.
That was the
Yeah,
stretch
no.
because California it's not right there, but it's right there.
Yeah.
You see the connection, you see the people.
And I'm gonna
Okay.
shout out my homie who was on tour with Steve Aoki. One of my best friends, his name DJ Says. So you got cake by Steve Aoki. He's a DJ.
Yeah.
And he's in California. Shout out Says. And I asked him, and I think he told him, you have to leave Albuquerque to get poppin'. Like all the people who left, they left Albuquerque and they came back. A lot of them. Once you leave and you're like in the California, you can claim this, that, the other, then you're gonna be popping. But at the end of the day, Jeff Bezos saying, I'm from Albuquerque, Bill Gates, I live there in Albuquerque. Well, shout out your DUI pig, now we know. You know what I say, John Jones, he shows love. And then Holly Holmes and shit like that, she shows love. And then all the greats I think of in different entities and stuff like that from Albuquerque.
Yeah.
But no one says that. You guys didn't know. Jeff Bezos.
No,
Yeah,
I would
I
never
really
think
didn't.
Amazon.
that.
I use Amazon. Probably you guys use Amazon.
Yeah.
Right? We all know the greatest UFC fighter all time. I'm going to say it. Record stats matter. John Jones, Holly Holm, greatest world female champion boxer. Fucking, all these people from Albuquerque. Like, there's a thing I like to think personally. Yeah. Everyone says, you make it in LA, you can make it anywhere. There's tons of people. I'm going to say, if you make it in Albuquerque, you could make it anywhere.
Oh yeah.
Like, straight up. Because over there, it's like kind of like cutthroat. Like, the thing about California, living in California briefly and stuff like that, like, around color certain areas, shit like that. They'll show love if you show love and do the right thing. In Albuquerque, there's no love, cutthroat. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, but use examples of people who've been in Albuquerque and where they're at. Crazy. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So it's like, I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? Why do you think Netflix is out there now? They know for Breaking Bad, but Stranger Things is popping right now. That show and shit like that.
The skate ring, that's
Albuquerque.
that's in Albuquerque, and it's still set up as Skate
Las
Mania.
Lunas too, right next to Albuquerque and stuff, because they wanted me to. I don't know what I would have done. What's up? Like, I'm not an actor or whatever, but they wanted me to be on the things they did in Las Lunas too. They sent me a little text. Show up
they
here
do it
to this
everywhere.
location. I'm like, nah, like I don't act.
Yeah, a lot of y'all big favorite movies there. Majority of them were done in Albuquerque.
Yeah.
Like
I had no idea about that either. I knew one thing. A lot of
Transformers.
productions were in like Atlanta,
Yeah.
in Georgia, but I've never heard
They
about
know,
that.
no, like a lot
Production
of
companies.
a good amount of the Marvel movies,
Yeah.
Thor and all of them, Albuquerque.
Oh,
Transformers,
okay, yeah.
Albuquerque.
That little ass
shit.
town in Thor, the first one.
Mark Wahlberg and Denzel, Albuquerque.
We're known for Breaking Bad, of course.
Yeah.
Of course,
Yeah, I mean,
Breaking
I think
Bad,
that's
but,
like the most
fucking,
famous
there's tons of
example.
Other stuff. I would say based out of Albuquerque and stuff like that. Like the other thing, as far as like movie, I don't think it's technically filmed, but Beavis and Butthead, shit like that. Was it High School Musical, Transformers? Like I could go on.
they do.
Like I say too much on this, and the actor, I'll speak on him on the Alec Baldwin.
Yeah.
He just shot and killed that girl right
Oh,
next to
that movie
Albuquerque.
Rust. That
Yeah,
was in,
that was-
okay.
that
That was in
was
New
Santa
Mexico.
And that was
Fe
the
right
right.
next to
That,
the
that was
city next to
You're
it.
right.
that was a huge thing, bro. That
So
was
it's one of those things, you come to Albuquerque, I'd say like every town has like its energy and stuff. Like I was in Germany before I was in Afghanistan, like you just go there and then you fly to Kuwait and Afghanistan. And there it feels like the land's like, and here has this vibe to it, right? Everywhere, LA, certain parts definitely. Albuquerque, I think in Albuquerque, the people go there as far as like bicyclists, fighters, etc., because of the altitude and stuff. But you go there, it gives you like just go there, just try it out. It gives you like a hunger to like, energy is different everywhere, and that's how you have a lot of like native land. Not even going into anything weird, but like gives you the hunger. You know what I'm saying? Like I could be anywhere, and like I've been to pretty much everywhere except Denver. This is my first time here, but everywhere else I've been,
Nice.
I've lived, and I'll tell you, you make it in Albuquerque, you can make it anywhere.
See, I would have never even knew that Albuquerque is like a city like that. It's not really talked about as a dangerous place.
Yeah, well, look at the statistics.
I know.
Like even right
If
now
you-
and
if you
stuff.
check
Like
those ones,
Google
you'll
it. You
see
know
it
what?
up there.
That's why people are like, well, pick up your phone and Google it. Fact check me on everything I say. It's number one right now in car theft in the entire country.
And has
Shit.
been.
Shit.
Go through. So I met two people from the army. This is just my personal experience. I met one guy in processing. in Fort Campbell, Kentucky. It's called like 30th AG. No, that was Benning. Something processing, right? He's like, I've been to Albuquerque. You see different people. Where you from? I'm from here, whatever. It's like, I've been through there. I was like, really? Did you like it? Good.
Yeah.
I said, where did you like it? And he's like, no, I got my motorcycle jack. I was robbed at gunpoint.
Oh, shit.
And then I talked to another, I'll say his name, Staff Sergeant Painter. Shout out him, Fort Campbell, Kentucky, 3rd Brigade, 133 War. Him and his brother, from how I remember the story, came through Albuquerque. His brother was stabbed 9 times.
Shit.
They're not going to talk about that, but let's go to
yeah.
certain parts of Mexico. Let's go to different third world countries. They're not going to mention that. And the statistics and shit like that, like, okay, we have, what is it, 500,000 on, what is it, Wikipedia or whatever that says 500,000. How much is undocumented? You know what I'm saying? They ain't going to count that shit.
Oh, yeah.
But look at them, how far we were up there in cities for the murder, you know, shit like that. Not to shout out, you know, pro police and shit, but
well, even close to here, I mean, there's a lot of places you don't know. Like, do you guys know what Pueblo is? Pueblo, Colorado.
I heard the name just because I have a homie who.
That's a pretty fucked up place
Kind
over
of
there.
like it's kind of desert. It's kind of deserty, like that. But what is that? Like 2 hours south from here?
Not even 2 hours. I think like an hour.
Less than
Yeah,
that.
you go
About an hour.
I mean, we almost kind of. Yeah, I think you have to pass the route.
Okay, yeah.
Going over to come up.
What's over there? That is it just
A lot of meth and crime.
Short
Short sum up.
MC Universe.
It's pretty much just I've been there a couple times. There ain't shit to do in that town except for like the fucking reservoir and a few other things. But that's it's a small
That's why I look
town.
at it. Like you take like someone big who has an influence. We were talking about like artists who has a voice and stuff. You take them from a picture. All I'm gonna say, look at Chicago.
Oh yeah, Chirac, right?
Yeah.
What they call it.
So Larry Hoover.
South Chicago
what I'm saying?
specifically, right? Is what's bad. South Chicago.
I wouldn't know.
So everything, especially
That's what they say though. South side from like
South
shit
side
I've seen.
Chicago.
I never been to Chicago. I can't speak
Yeah.
on that. I have tons of homies out there. Not tons, probably like 5 to 10. But I'll speak on this. In LA, once you say there's structure with stuff, like, right? So if I see someone just talking about gang from what I read on the National Geographic, for
Yeah.
the record. So like say there's gang, and that fool's this, I'm this. All right, I won't fight him because this, or I want to, you get the green light, right?
Yeah.
Places, no structure. Pueblo, Colorado. Math and nothing to do. That's what we get. You know,
That's what fucking
there's no
happens.
leadership. You know what I'm saying?
Honestly, that is the type of shit you hear is just either random jackings or shootings. Like it ain't. I mean,
Yeah, that was hard to do that. But, you know, I probably, you know, you just want to have fun, especially the younger group with no direction, right?
Well, even just what you said, nothing to do. A lot of people can't handle free time. A lot of people go fucking crazy.
Yeah, they can't be idle.
Well, that's
Yeah.
the thing, you
Some
know.
people just can't be
idle hands. That
Yeah.
that's saying.
Try being, you know, in Afghanistan, you know, being deployed and like,
I think
what do you do? You know what I'm saying? What I did is I didn't realize there's so much stuff to do. There's so much stuff to learn. Different languages. Well, I don't speak Russian. Let's try it out. You know, I want to get swole. Well,
You know
here,
any?
dude,
You know any Russian?
Oh, hell no.
No.
But, you know, shout out the Russian people. Yeah, no, I don't know that. But there's so much stuff you could learn. It's just you don't think you can learn because you lack the knowledge. Like a lot of the stuff I told you guys, or even learned something about Pueblo, Colorado. If you're not given that knowledge, then how are you expected to do different? It's like me telling a dog, hey, you're going in your bed because you don't know how to sit. Sit. Who taught that dog how to sit, though?
Yeah.
You have to teach. And some people just don't have that direction.
Yeah.
So hopefully
Definitely.
Pueblo, Colorado gets better for you.
I feel like teaching
know.
definitely takes a lot of patience and I mean, yeah, patience and fucking
I would say in
sympathy in some sense.
I would say, yeah, but the ability to relate. Because here's the thing is like I could go and I could come from different entities and walks of life.
That's
if
true.
you hear someone who's never been, like, I'm not a barber. I just went to school for it. I know about barber. I love barber shit. I'm not a barber, though. How am I going to go tell you how to be a barber? You know what I'm saying? Versus someone who's experienced it. I did it 25 years, brother. I own 2 or 3 shops. I know what I'm doing.
No, that's
You're gonna
there's
respect
two.
him more than someone who's
there's
never
two.
done it?
Yeah, you don't learn. You learn on the field. You know.
So for me and stuff, I think that's why I'm so able to reach out to different groups of individuals, tons, tons. And I think it's because I've been through it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're a drug addict, I'm a drug addict. You're alcoholic, I'm an alcoholic. You've done this, I've done that. You come from poverty, me too. You know what I'm saying?
Like you said, it's just about being able to relate to.
Well, also just like you're saying, knowledge, like on the field, like how you've been coming up, dude. I think a lot of people that are gonna want to listen to this are like artists and people that are local talent here are gonna want to listen to this. Do you have any kind of advice for stuff that you don't really know about until you know about? Does that make sense? What I'm asking, like the stuff that you learned as you were coming up, where you're like, fuck, if I knew that, like if I knew that just even 6 months ago, I could have done this, you know, so stuff like that.
I will say this: always stay coachable. Always stay learning. You know, kind of keeping for that, especially if we haven't been there, you haven't been there in other levels there. You're gonna be, like you said, you get your experience in the field, but during that process here, it's about what you learn, and then what you can take in, and if you can perform that, you know. And that might be in business, that might be on the stage, it might be in the studio, it might be whatever. But that's kind of the thing, and be cool for taking direction, because, like you said, it's an everyday experience thing that you're learning on the field. So you're figuring it out as you go, obviously.
Yeah.
Like, we can read a book, we can watch a video, you can do YouTube, but you physically doing it or executing it,
that's the way to get experience.
And that's a different conversation for it.
You don't worry about like, I mean, obviously you met like cool people in your life, but like, you don't. I feel like I would always have that thought in the back of my head, like, what if this guy's just fucking, like, if he's a local talent himself, what if you don't ever, like, doubt the person? Like, maybe he's giving me bad advice. Maybe he's trying to fuck me over with this quote-unquote advice.
I feel like that's, like, at the end of the day, that's, like, maybe a point on you on a judgment of character.
Yeah.
Like, you kind of got to
just know who you're messing with, I guess.
Check their foundation and credentials.
Yeah,
If you're going to talk to
I mean?
me about money and you have none, why am I going to listen?
Yeah, you got to know who to fuck with.
You know what
and
I'm
who
saying? I
not
never,
to,
you know, with him, you know, I respect him as an individual and stuff, but any rap artist asked me to, you know, manage and be a part of the team, I would have told you no. Because if I ain't passionate about that, I wouldn't have done it. You could give me anyway, you could give me $500,000. I'm not going to do it. I don't want to. It's not about the money for me. So him, because who he is, foundation-wise,
you believe in him.
I believe in him, and even if I believed in him and his foundation wasn't solid, I wouldn't have dealt with him. Because his foundation is solid, there you go. So if someone's like local artists, that would you say to him, check their credentials, where they at, their history. So you could go to people for me, and you ain't got nothing bad to say. Maybe if you're a girl, sorry, but other than that, you can't check me on stuff because my history. Here, if I tell you something, I always tell people, judge me by my actions, not what I say. My actions. And if I'm telling you I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. So him, why I know he's going to make it, say it wasn't rapping. Anything he wanted to do is because his drive. If he says something, he means it. And that's why I mess with him. So he already has that knowledge. I'm gonna say it like this. I used to like, hey, that fool, like, he's a thief. He's a jackboy. He's this. I'm going to not put my energy into it because I'm trying to stay in my lane. If my energy's thrown off and I'm in this lane, I'm swerving. So I'm going to stay in my lane. I'm just going to recognize it for what it is. He's a thief, drop it at that. I'm going to watch my wallet. That fool's a jackboy and shit like that. Why ain't letting him in my crib? You know, so check their credentials and the foundation of who they are. If that checks out, you're good to go.
Yeah.
If it's like him, we can't talk really on this. Well, you tell me earlier about the radio equipment and stuff like that. So artists will reach out to him, no matter how up in the whatever. But if their character isn't good, he's not going to do it. And this ain't me telling him this. This is why I mess with him. And, you know, he tells me stories. I'm like, okay, it reminds me why I'm going to keep going for him. And I've only been doing like a month or two and whatnot. But look at like where, you know, he's got, and it's because I believe in him.
That sounds to me like, I mean, I don't know y'all too well, but it sounds like you're staying true to your morals and your beliefs. And yeah, like you don't want to just fuck with anyone. Let's say just the next motherfucker that's popping and hot, just because they might get you some clout. Like it's got to align with you and your way of thinking.
When they say it has to make sense, it has to make sense.
Yeah,
not just on the financial terms, but on the mental terms for it. And this is really more about that type of thing. Because, like, for example, and I know I was bringing this up here. I saw like an interview with Kobe Bryant, right? R.I.P. Kobe.
It's like my favorite basketball player.
Yeah. So in the interview, they asked him. They said, "How would you?" It was like something like, "How would you pick a teammate?" Or how, you know what I mean? Who? How would you pick your team or pick your team if you could? And he said something. He's like, "Well, for one, if you're not in the gym already, I'm not even going to talk to you."
I've always heard that and seen interviews how he used to press them motherfuckers when they didn't want to come to practice and stuff. Like,
yeah,
like Kobe was on
like
everyone's ass.
It's passion, it's work, and it's a dream at the same time. So that's what it comes down to. It's like, why am I going to sit here and try to build with somebody and do a song here if, for one, you don't even want to put it out. You're not putting out music.
Yeah.
Or you're not promoting your music, or you're not networking, or you don't want to do a video, or you don't want to do it and get it to a certain level of quality. If you, all of those things that everybody else who you think you want to be like and do here, because that's why the music industry is the way it is, because the best rapper is not the most successful rapper.
No.
It comes more down to the business of it. It's more they say it's 80% business and 20% talent or whatever. However they throw the numbers around, you know what I mean? Because so it still comes down to the basic stuff here: showing up, or building a team, communication, like work. Like no matter what type of business or product it is, it all comes down to the same thing.
Your work ethic and drive and shit.
So you guys are a label or you are investors or whatever it is here. Are you gonna invest in the guy who you can't get in the studio?
Probably not unless you have some kind of...
That's already happened to us once or twice. I mean, just guests that don't show up, but I feel like we're...
I mean, it depends kind of like if it's just straight looking at it like a business person or if you have emotional attachment. Like this podcast is just like a little hobby for us.
Yeah, no, but I think both though, because it's just like, because even the people who an emotional connection or on a business standpoint here, it still comes down to the same thing. It's like you can want to support them emotionally or financially and do it, but if they're not doing it, there's nothing else you can do. It don't matter what studio time you set up, what photo shoot, what show you get them on, whatever it is there, because it has to be that kind of thing of like, I'm here. Regardless of what's going on or how it's going on, I'm here.
I feel like we have a pretty solid, I mean, we make time for sure at least once or twice a week, you know, to do what we got to do, no matter with work or what we got going on.
You're passionate about it, right?
Yeah, I mean, we're fucking here every either Monday night or Monday is like our normal nights, but like sometimes we do them on the weekends or.
Well, me personally, I have hopefully if one day I'm fucking making it on videos doing this shit, hell yeah, that'd be cool. But I just have fun just talking to people, learning new shit. You learn a lot of shit just from talking to people like that. It opens you up to so much knowledge.
Here's the thing, I'm not trying. I'm a big. I believe in God, you know what I'm saying? So, like, for me in anything I do, the way I haven't had teams, haven't had that luxury in the past to have teams for certain things that I've done, but I take that shit over. I step on it. I'm stepping through it, With this, I'm nice to have a team and whatnot, but if I didn't believe in it, I didn't give it to God, for me personally, I wouldn't be here, you know what I'm saying? Being, shot, being in, like, different things that I've been in and whatnot, like I give it to God, and I think if you're solid as an individual, only you know your true intent. So I could give a dude $10 and be like, he's gonna give me back 20 when he gets paid. Am I doing it in the kindness of my heart? No, that's a finesse move. I know he's gonna do that. Me, if I do something, it's not for the monetary gain that I'm gonna get, because I don't let money control me. Of course, we want money, but I do it out of the kindness of my heart, and if I can't do it, I'm just not going to do it. So have love for him, you know what I'm saying? So I do it, and if you have love for your stuff, you're going to make it, you know what I'm saying? If you have that good intent, because, karma, whatever you want to call it, what goes around comes around, it does.
Would you agree that to have that kind of mentality you kind of have to have made it, quote unquote, at least a little bit? Because you've told me a little bit about your accomplishment. You've accomplished a lot of things that you want in your life, and maybe if you were still on a shitty struggle, you wouldn't be like, oh, it's not about the money. Because sometimes problems, it makes you lose the side that you can see.
But I feel like that's part of that. That's just either, like, I don't know, going back to like a certain person, like either makes you or breaks you. Because a lot of people are in those problems and they do give up.
Yeah.
But I feel like it takes the perseverance and hard work, no matter what you're going through, to like keep, persevering and pushing on and be like, well, I'm not going to let this slow me down.
With me and whatnot, like growing up, I guess I could say I relate to that growing up, because I'm like, is this it? Like, is this it? Just people going in jail, people getting shot, and like, is this it? This is life. This is where I'm going. So I had a little doubt growing up and whatnot. But then once I'm like going through all this stuff, and so I didn't have a lot of money at this time and whatnot, and I gave thanks to God. Most people give thanks to God when they receive something. I'm at an all-time low. Thank you, God, for I have these hands right here. I have this foot. I have the mind you gifted me with. Thank you. I never knew of like anyone doing that besides me. And do what you do. I don't really care. But that's what I did. Thank you, Lord, for giving me these eyes I could see. Because if you're without an eye or a finger or whatever, you start to realize your blessings. Like, oh, my car got broken, the window got broken into. Okay, I could look at the window got broken into, or I could look at it. At least I have a car, right? So for me, just how I grew up and stuff like that, I try to look at. I had this one homie and whatnot. He told me in California, he's like, "How would you feel this job not even hiring you and whatnot? They're saying you're not even good enough to work for me because 2 strikes." And then he was like, that messed him up and whatnot. And he's like, I had to take the positive approach on it and look at it like, at least I'm still talking. At least I still have my voice. At least I still have all that. Because where do you get focusing on the bad? You could learn from it and build off it and know where to go and gain that knowledge. So that's not necessarily like a loss. But if you let it consume you, you know what I'm saying? Like, unless you're a big believer in reincarnation, we're here once, you know? So
Yeah.
I'm going to go here. I never pictured, just like speaking off camera to you, I never pictured being able to pay off a house. Did it more than once, you know what I'm saying? I never thought I would have a degree, let alone get a high school diploma, have 2. You know, I never pictured being in the military because I looked up to military servicemen and women. Well, I did that, multiple deployments in the 101st Airborne, the most recognized unit in the entire Army, Band of Brothers, you know, tons of movies. Or they just put out a movie. I was deployed in 2016, 17, Kandahar, Afghanistan. They do the Lion of, I didn't know how popping it was, you know, when I got to I just give thanks to where I came. So for me, my goal, I don't care about the money and whatnot. I don't care about, I do want to make money, sure. I care to people, try to show people there's like a light at the end of the tunnel because where I come from, like, you don't have no one. Well, I had no one other than my mom. Shout out my mom and dad. Like, they were good people. Rest in peace, Dad. To show you, but they were working. Dad's hardworking. Mom's there. But hey, you could do it. You know, giving me that guidance, and then not having them at certain times. I want to be that light at the end of the tunnel for your drug addicts, your alcoholics, you know, because I've been there. I can speak on it to you and other stuff. Give people hope. You know what I'm saying? Or list. Nothing but talent right here. But like you said, 8% approximately, that's what's made for me. You could rap the best, but doesn't mean you're going to succeed. Yeah. Look at the IQ of some of these hip-hop artists.
Well, it's like what he was talking about earlier. Mm-hmm. It's all marketing and promoting yourself and this and that.
You know, algorithms. Because here's the thing. I could take 5 lighters. We're all lighters. Want to buy a lighter? No, there's fucking tons of lighters around here. Well, I'm going to put you over here with fucking something else. You're going to want to buy it. Oh. Algorithm. You know what I'm saying?
What are the, do you know Nakata's military roots at all?
Dude, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know.
I don't know them either, but I really feel like one of our recent guests we've had, he's a comedian and a Japanese American Army veteran, I believe.
Army veteran? What was his job? Like MOS?
Honestly, I don't know.
That's why I was trying to ask him. I just feel like you and him would fucking click and have, you know, a lot of shit to talk about.
Depending on his job. You know, so here's the thing. In the military and whatnot, they called, like, if you weren't infantry, or you weren't, like, I don't know, scouts different, Recon Scout 19 Delta, or 11 Bravo, MOS.
We'll have to show him, like, his episode.
Because if he's like a cook and
we'll have to show him. We're recording. We'll have to show you him episode so you can see.
So if he was like a cook or something like that back in the military, or like, hey, bullets don't fly without supply. Shout out. You know, now that I'm older, but at the time I'm like, he's a pogue. Which is like the worst thing you could be called, which is personnel other than grunt. So you got the 10 to 15% who join the Army, but you have 1% who's combat arms who actually get out there and lay shit down. I was one of that. A lot of people who ain't that, I'm gonna pull that credential card. For me, I
can see what you mean. It's like you just don't have a certain pedigree of respect for them or whatever.
At the time, because you feel you're younger. A lot of people go when they're 18, they go to kill shit.
There's levels to it.
But like,
definitely.
You know, so it's like a lot of these people, and they're like, oh, I was this, I was that, or like the Air Force. I'm gonna just say it. They're fucking. You know, they're different. They're a lot more. You know, we were in Afghanistan, and so if you're E5, which is a sergeant or under, you're called a Joe. Go and get that Joe. You go and do this grunt type work, right? So we said that to a airman. I guess she's a woman. I don't know if they call them airwoman in the Air Force, whatever. She's like, "What's that?" Under sergeant. We treat all airmen and shit like that fucking the same. The fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, no, I don't know. Like, they're just soft. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They kill shit. Shout out to J-Tax and whatnot, the PJs in the Air Force. That's your special forces. Should shout out them, and they'll lay it down. If you call for fire, you got, Taliban, ISIS, Al Qaeda, whoever. Shout out them. They're there for a reason. Air Force. But yeah, no, I was a lot more. If you ain't killing shit, I don't really got nothing really to say to you, But that was the younger me. Now, fucking shout out the cooks. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to the fucking cooks.
I don't
Shout out
think
to
he
the
was
help.
a cook. I don't think he was a cook, but yeah.
What if he was a fucking cook?
I don't know.
He's like, I make a meat Alfredo.
We gotta find out more about his.
We used to love cooks. So if you're out there in the woods and training,
we've had him on
Yeah.
here twice, and we've talked about his fucking.
and he's a
army.
comedian. Is he funny?
He's a local
He's fucking
comedian.
funny,
He's
dude.
funny. He,
Do you guys like
he does-
stand-up
he does-
comedy?
He does a lot of local comedy here
Bill
for the
Burr,
city.
Dave Chappelle.
Yeah, I love stand-up comedy.
He does a lot of. He does a lot here for the local.
He
Comedy's
probably.
good for
I'm
his
gonna have to show you guys once we're done. I'll show you
Because if he's funny, he just had his whole career to practice. Because all you do is talk shit.
Yeah,
In the
right.
army and stuff, you're like, oh, would you rather lose a finger or a fucking leg? You know what I'm saying? Which all you do is talk, especially if you're like infantry or scout. I'll probably even shout out fucking 19 kilos tankers. All you're doing is with other dudes. Well, now girls.
Yeah.
So.
Well, he used to entertain his like squad.
Where
of
was he
people.
stationed? What state?
I would have to ask him, bro. But
I'll have to ask him for
I'm gonna
sure.
interview him Monday.
If
I'll
he's
ask
from
him.
here, Colorado, Fort Carson.
I
Fort
I
Carson.
wouldn't know, but I'll ask him Monday for sure. I'll remind me to ask him that.
Yeah.
He's pretty funny though, dude. If you guys ever like,
He's a real joke.
yeah, he's pretty funny. I like him,
Just
dude.
kidding. I like how you responded. But yeah, no, that was a setup. Good job. But, no, that's cool. That's good, especially being out the army and doing it. So I like to see another brother in arms succeeding because it's like they teach you how to be homeless. That's all the infantry and like
They don't
stuff.
give you guys like an exit
No.
strategy too
Well, that's
much.
the thing, if you're out there really killing shit.
He told us that was one of his stories. He said about someone who like tried to get out.
Oh, there's people going
by-
home on mental health shit.
by injuring themselves and
So I'ma
stuff like
speak on
that.
this shit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna speak on this shit. Shout out mental health if you need it, but don't use that shit as a crutch. All right. So motherfucker, I used to see like disabled plates on like license plate and shit like that. So if you're disabled, you should have a Purple Heart instead. My opinion. So I was like, disabled veteran, they probably got blown up, this, that, the other. Vast majority of the disabled plates, I could speak on
It's
me
for
personally.
anxiety and
Uh,
PTSD
fucking
and stuff
probably
like
like
that.
Air Force shit like that, or fucking
Which I'm not trying to like you
No,
said.
no,
I'm
no,
not
it
trying to
is.
talk down on
Because
it.
here's the thing: there's a difference between the amateur and the pro level and shit like that. So if you're in the United States Army, so when no disrespect North Korea, but when the whole North Korea stuff was happening, we were on, I can't say what it's called, but or say the time or any of that OPSEC, Operation Security. But we were ready. We were training for it, this, that, the other, and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So we stay prepared. How are you going to stay prepared being in fear? The thing about the United States Army, especially the 101st Airborne,
That's real.
they'll take you through the most. You rather breathe. You rather fucking bleed in fucking practice and sweat in motherfucking war. That's real shit in the 101st Airborne. All you do is train there. You hate the woods. You know what I'm saying? Fucking land nav and just suck and being away from your family and what's my girl doing? But shout out the Army. They teach you your girl's getting cheated on you, getting jodied. So it's like they prepare you in all aspects of life.
That's fucked up because that's
the
all I've
truth,
heard.
though, you know what I'm
That's
saying? Like,
I've heard that.
Because if
whether-
you're an officer or higher,
whether it be jokes or just
Yeah.
I mean from personal
so 9
experiences,
months.
but I've heard that.
You know,
a
your girl
lot.
goes into, or whoever, your girl, for example, goes into deployed and whatnot. You gonna be loyal? Your intent's gonna be there. Yeah. You're gonna be loyal. But you gonna be loyal? Imagine if you look like me, this good lucky. You gonna be loyal, bro? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, actually, I would. I'm a loyal motherfucker. But if you're a normal person, it's usually not gonna happen. So the military prepares you, at least combat arms. Shout out Fort Benning, Georgia. That's a home of combat arms for the United States Army. They're gonna prepare you in all aspects, physically, mentally, and they're not gonna miss a fucking step. Including your wife's gonna fucking get dicked down by some dude, you know what I'm saying? More than
So they
likely.
prepare you mentally for that
Yeah,
shit.
yeah,
That's,
they're gonna say
that's
it
crazy.
basic.
I've never,
Well,
I've never.
so you
heard
don't
about
get
that.
basic training in combat arms. You get OSET, one station unit training. So in Fort Benning, Georgia, shit like that. Yeah, they're preparing you with some dude, like they say names and shit. But he
So
was
just for example, like just I mean, what is like protocol that they tell you like how to fucking react in that?
fucking when they
To
say
let the
go to
bitch go?
chaplain, go to
So-
chaplain. Well, depends on your unit. Quit being a pussy. But like fucking here's the thing. So say you're deploying, right? and say, not saying you, but my homie, right? He's all obsessed with this girl, and we're doing KLEs, key leader engagements, and patrols out there in Afghanistan. And this
And
whole
you can
focus.
see him distracted,
he's
looking at
fucking-
her picture, this or that.
Yeah, you won't have signal unless you're on base, but like he's like, oh, I pitch you, right? Some John Deere shit, and they're over there fucking. We're clearing this for IEDs and stuff, and he's like, fuck. I wonder what my girl's doing. Well, you just missed the command detonation, motherfucker. You just got everyone killed. Or you're not attentive to detail. Stay alert, stay alive, like I said before. Now you're getting everyone killed. So they think that they kick people out because they're soft. They discriminate. You have a record, you're not in. You have mental health, you're not in. You're fat, you're not in. You're fucking dumb, you're not in. You want that for the Army. That's your safety. This is here, this barbershop, right? We could have that. Let's go check certain parts of the other world. So it's like you want those individuals who are just, for me, I didn't have to do this shit in the initial part of the Army, but because sometimes you will get a signal. I leave my phone. I wouldn't take my phone. Or because I'm on kill, right? Even you march and OSET, left, right, kill. You know, like all you're doing is kill. That's why I think they need a better program for outside the Army. Because how are you going from kill everything? Well, you're out now. What am I going to? Welcome to Home Depot.
Yeah.
You know, fuck that shit. You're going to fucking lose your fucking mind. You know what I'm saying? So they need a better exit strategy. And they have a SFL, Soldier for Life Readiness Center, or whatever it's called, and that's just a whole bunch of fucking failure. They need fucking real shit. But yeah, you smoked it all?
I've been trying to open this for like the past 5 minutes. I can't
shit.
fucking open it. Hey man, well I want to take just thank you guys personally. Whatever it is that led you guys here, would it be fate or coincidence? I don't know, man. But I really want to thank you for your time, and hopefully this club we're about to go to, you guys enjoy it. It'll be a fun time.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Hey, thanks for having us, man. Appreciate you guys.
Oh man, the pleasure's all ours.
Especially to open it up here and get thoughts, exchange thoughts, promote the music, and
Just fun conversation.
yeah. And I got it inserted right now here. Y'all check out Shifin. It's available on all platforms. You can find me on all platforms.
We're gonna plug you in, like your Instagram and YouTube and shit.
all that.
At Dremizzie, DREMIZZIE. Shout out Legend, shout out Name, shout out to Hustle.
Just one
Shout
last thing.
out,
The last thing I
Ra.
saw on my way up here, I think it was maybe your newest music video. What I did, that was pretty cool. I mean, like I said, I've listened to pretty much everything you put out so far.
Thank you.
Yeah, like I honestly do fuck with it. Fucking, I listened to all your singles, but I listened to the album also. You did the music.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I know that's like 2015 now.
Yeah.
But honestly, most of the, I liked a lot of songs on there. Shit's cool.
Yeah, shout out Scott Center for that one. He mixed and produced that. Shout out the producers for that. It was Nike Boy, DJ Jason, RIP R. Hits. He came through for some singles for it. Nike Boy, I'm not sure if I said that.
Yeah.
Scott Center. Yeah, so shout out them. Shout out the music. Shout out Omar. He helped me with the theme as far as the cover and the artwork. And he actually did a few videos for me too, which is Gravity, Exaggeration, and Say Less. Say Less is a black and white boxing short film. Some of a masterpiece because, we believe in quality. So yeah, man, shout out everybody, man. And glad to be here and do this. We're promoting it. Shifting. Just got placed on 2K. About to get more placements. Can't announce it now until it's yet, but y'all follow on Instagram or social media. You'll see that, man. Sure, yeah, we good.
Hell yeah, man. I think you're gonna make it, man. You got a star quality. I never met you, but you give off a star of quality.
I got a totally random question. I wanted to bring it up in the beginning. Are you a Cancer?
Yeah.
I seen the tattoo.
that's
me and my cousin Jack, Cancers.
It's the sun, the moon, and the stars. So a Cancer sign is a moon sign.
Yeah.
I have the star, and then the Zia symbol, which is the Mexico flag. See, that's what I'm talking about. I rep one from everywhere I go. The Zia symbol is a sign.
I deeply believe in that shit. I used to meditate in the moonlight,
Yeah.
shit like that. But
they're on club.
It's a special kind of
Shrooms.
light.
fucking yeah. But me, my cousin, and my brother are Cancers, and a few other people, just a bunch. I'm July 20th, July 12th, July 7th. My younger brother.
I do literally. We have some shit. Anyway,
Yes.
but yeah, no, thank you.
I couldn't help but notice.
Cancer, yeah, I'm a Gemini, so it's like woke up on the wrong side of the sheet. Shout out to that guy, his cousin, all them people. But yeah, Gemini season 2 heads.
Yeah. Well, I hope one day you can move your music over here, man. I think I've been playing your music. Everybody that's listened to it here at the shop, a lot of people just, hey, what? Send me that song. Hey, what is that song? Hey, I never heard that. And it's just like, it's catchy, man. I'm not gonna lie, man. I was being a dickhead when I first heard like new artists. I thought it was gonna be like everything you hear on the fucking radio now. I'm not a big fan of it. I just don't like a lot of the new music. But I listen to yours, bro, and it really takes me back to like I feel like you stuck to like what we grew. How old are you?
However you need me to be.
I'm asking because like you're saying you did too, but
I'm like I said, I'm super big on the culture.
Like you give up old school rap onto your new style.
I got an old soul. That's where the foundation came from. The same artists who, engrave themselves in history and are making it a thing. Like we were just talking about 50. You know what I mean? An album, 20 years old, right? And it left an impact on people. Lil Wayne had a run, left an impact on people. Jay-Z, Nas, Eminem, Outkast. Outkast now has the biggest selling hip hop album. They passed Eminem.
That's honestly, like,
at
the end of the day, Outkast is probably
that's
my favorite.
Yeah,
my favorite group.
I love that's to me they're the greatest group of all time. Don't at me.
Hell yeah.
So it's just
I feel the same.
It's just for that. And when you even with the new music, they getting all their samples from them and from that type of stuff.
It's all a copy of a copy of a copy. So everybody gets inspiration from inspiration.
Before, yeah. So that's just they say the greatest artists are inspired by things and they use that, and that's what makes them the caliber of artists they are, man. And I'm just excited about these records. To shout out the team. What I Did, y'all check that out. Shout out Johnny Gusto. Shout out Rod Dollar. Shout out Bangladesh. Man, it's a whole list. We ain't gonna keep going on for it because it's a lot of them. Shout out Cap, people around the world here. But I'm excited to bring this music. Shifin is going up right now. What I Did is a great record. The placements. We just broke radio airwaves, so you're gonna see the record start to take a swing for it. And yeah, we're gonna be bringing the record out here. You know what I mean? So y'all tell y'all DJs, y'all tell y'all radio stations, you let them know what's coming.
Next time y'all are in Denver for sure, we gotta link up. Fucking yeah, we'll go.
What's your guys' first time here?
Show whatever.
Yeah.
Denver's cold. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it is cold. And you showed up on a colder time of the year.
Yeah,
Yeah, gotta do summer times.
Yeah.
Like I'm a
Spring,
hot boy.
summertime.
Oh yeah, it's right now. Like we're barely turning, but it's only gonna get colder until spring again.
Yeah, I like it. I like Denver. Thank you.
How was that weed was a little moist, huh?
You know what? A little, yeah.
Yeah.
But hey, that's it's good weed. Denver's fucking. Weren't you guys the first place to legalize it? Right?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think
your
it
roads look nice.
Lines were out the ass, bro. When fucking dispensaries first opened, like it would wrap around the building. It was ridiculous.
Hey Matt, it's everywhere else, and y'all, it was on it.
You would wait 2 hours
Yeah,
to
we're on
leave
it.
with a fucking dime bag out of the
Really?
fucking. It was crazy.
Was it fire? No.
It wasn't really that good to begin with, huh?
So we waiting in line for it. Maybe
I think in the beginning it was because when it first got legalized, you had to have a red card, a medical card.
But did they take away your rights to like conceal? Because in New Mexico they did that. You can't have a concealed
That was
carry.
always up for debate. But
That was,
I
they never
knew
really
for
passed
sure,
anything on whether
right?
you can or can't.
I've always heard stories about it, but
They
I've
ask
heard
those
a lot
questions
of
with guns, like how do you drink? You consume any drugs?
I don't think so, but I'll let you know a little bit after off
Yeah.
camera why I don't think so. But
Got you.
well, man, we're gonna exit with your song "Shiftin." Again, thank you. Let's give a hand for Dremon.
Yeah, thank you,
Keep
man.
going,
Hey, and you know what? Real quick, shout out the producer for Shifin, Fontaine from Podium Music. Shout out Jeff for Perfect Timing Management.
I also
Shout out
followed
Legend,
him on
Kurt.
Instagram because I seen a post
Yeah,
about that.
like it's about the team here, and this is why this is happening. And I should have said this first, but last but not least, but I just want to thank God for the opportunities that I'm getting and kind of being able to see my music elevate and to do things that haven't been done before where I'm from. And I just want to rep it to the good. I want us to get on, and I want to do it. So I'm gonna leave it at that. And we have the best green chili. All right.
Yeah, man. Salute.
Yeah.
I expect the unexpected.
I guess so. Podcast.
I expect the unexpected.
Music.
I expect the unexpected.
Let's go. Podium music.
Yeah, I'm going, yeah, I'm
Let's
shift.
do it. Do it. Do it.
I'm
Hey,
taking off,
do
yeah,
it.
I'm
Hold it.
shift.
Do it. Do it.
Yeah, I'm going,
Nah, I'm
yeah,
not Big Sean though. We're gonna do it like this though. I'm taking off, yeah, I'm shifting. I'm taking off, yeah, I'm shifting.
I'm taking off, yeah, I'm shifting.
Yeah, we all want fast dough. Yeah, that's what I call fast cake. Get the bottle when I'm down the flow. Yeah, I run it, that's a fast break. Yeah, they hear that beat Fontaine. Tell her go and make that ass shake. Like that thing's in LA. That's a level 5 ass quake. Getting slow, motherfucker. Vominos, motherfucker. Liquor got him on the other side. Adios, motherfucker. Why do I feel like the villains and say they ain't down there and say they ain't feeling him? When I pull up and I'm around, why does it sound like it's helium? I'm maximum in my gain. I'm maximum in my lane. I'm maximus in my pain. You are now entertained. I am not no cold average. I am not no Cujo. Trying to get my status big dog. Yeah, I'm all in Cujo. Yeah. I expect the unexpected. Do it. Hold on. Oh. Take one for you thirsty ass niggas. Hold on.
Yeah, I'm going, yeah, I'm shifting.
This is quite quenching when you winning.
I'm taking off, yeah, I'm shifting.
Music. What up,
Yeah, I'm
Legend?
going, yeah, I'm shifting.
What up, Fontaine? What up, Jay?
I'm taking off, yeah, I'm shifting. I'm taking off, yeah, I'm shifting. I'm taking off, yeah, I'm shifting.
I'm getting on like I'm posted. I'm in my zone, I'm posted. Doing work, I go postal. A good look by folks. I'm everywhere, I'm not local. It's crazy poppy, that's local. Nah, you can't stop me. In other words, it's a no-no. I came in the spot, came in the drop. I leave them shocked right after the thunder. I'm coming in high, shipping on hopscotch. I'm jumping on squares, doing numbers. I'm keeping it high, keep it July. You know the vibes around with the summers. I'm putting in work. You know they work. I make it work, and now they all wonder. I done been through the BS. Nah, yeah, I seen sell, but I still go out and say less. Go hard, yeah, I see sales. They say life is a beach. When I'm on it, that's a seashell. Yeah, we all in reach, but it's all about the details. Like, how do we breach? This ain't for the weak. You wanna kick it on the slide, but I am not for the sneaks. Came up and I do it. Do it up, that's the whole spot. Like a car salesman, baby. Yeah, I got it, that's a whole lot.
Yeah.
I expect the unexpected. I do. It's right on time too. Hold on. Check. Hold on. I'm taking off on him. I said, yeah, I'm going, yeah, I'm shit. Go. Woo. Yeah. Hold on. Yeah. I'm taking off, yeah, I'm shifting. I'm taking off, yeah, I'm shifting. Music. Hold on. Yeah, it's real. Music.